Hi all, this is your K-pop auntie Carly, and my brain is grimacing. I just finished a chapter edit on the difficult to edit book, and I'm giving it a break. I'm also giving my brain a break, and I am doing a request. We have kitties in the kitty cam. That's headless one is Grace, and Race is the one sleeping peacefully. That's I keep wanting to say it's Feedback Friday. Sure, why not? Taking your feedback into a view, I guess, and doing your request. And I didn't realize that both of the requests I'm going to be doing are Hongjoong. Because I just wrote down draw and draw, and I didn't realize until I had to do a little bit of research into it to find out that it's a song that he himself wrote. I'm doing another one today that's a cover that by Numb by Linkin Park, which I love. Numb by Linkin Park. It's one of my faves. So that'll be interesting to hear what he does with it. But this one is all him. This one is all him, not a cover. It's his stuff, and I'm gonna do two different versions of it. This is just a little sit down of his singing it live, and then I'm gonna do a lyrics version since this isn't closed captioned. And besides, I like just being able to hear without the added brain input of trying to read and listen at the same time. Oh, maybe it is captioned right on here.
Yeah. 빽빽하게 채워진 내 맘을 계속 빼앗고 들어온 넌 어떡하라고 대체 뭘 글자리도 없는 도화지에서 그렸다 지웠다 자꾸 만나만 내 radio.
Dude, I like his. Usually, when I've said this a couple times with ATEEZ so far, and maybe it's with Hongjoong. I'd have to go back and watch those first videos that I made the comments on and see if it's Hongjoong that I'm talking about. His vocal flow. Like, I usually talk about flow with rap. You know, the rappers have this flow that they go through. His, just how he sings, like the flow of his singing right there is like, it's really cool. It's the method with which he sings, not just the notes that he's hitting, if you get me. So unique.
가끔은 궁금해 저기 because of 한거 후의 love story. Let me draw, you make me draw, you make me draw. I just draw.
Kind of cute with those English lyrics.
Let me draw, you make me draw, I just draw.
Really simple background beat, but it suits the vocals of the song. Like, seriously, I like just how he sings it. Like, again, it's not that he's like, I'm like, oh man, some people are like, oh man, that note that he hit, or like or the rap flow is like, oh, can you believe how fast that went? Or like just the way that he sings, it's unique.
차마 묘사할 수 없어 어렵네 엿봇을 들고도 수십 번을 더 내렸고 그림 그려놓고 수백 번을 난 더 지웠어 색을 칠하다 또 수천 번을 더 칠했고 널 마음속으로 수만 번은 더 안았어.
Very cool.
You make me draw, I just draw. 네 생각도 draw.
It's like a jazzy sound to it. Yeah, like those instruments remind me a lot of more old school jazz. It's like without the sax and everything. If you've ever listened to like piano jazz, that's what it.
상상으로 채워진 여백 Draw and draw, draw and draw, draw and draw it Draw and draw, draw and draw, draw and draw it How to draw
We do have some horns in there though. Looking at the camera. Give me some Count Basie in there. Come on. That was cool. Like I'm a fan. I don't like I do not like new jazz that is just all over the place and just feels like weird. Like there's weird jazz, but then there's that old like Glenn Miller style big band music. And dude, listen to some old jazz. Listen to some old big band music, and it's good stuff. And this kind of reminds me, like the instrumentation reminds me of the slower songs that they had. That back when CDs were a thing, I had one of the massive CD sets of just a bunch of different, like, 1940s big band guys, and it's good stuff. That really reminded me of that, so I kind of really like, even though it's a slower song than I usually listen to, just because it has that super smooth, mellow background to it. And his voice is so unique, like how he sings. It's not just even his voice, it's how he sings. So I would totally playlist this. This would go on my mellow playlist, like no questions asked. I'm bringing it over to the lyrics video, and mellow lyrics video, Melix, that's a thing. So that I can see what the lyrics are about. I got some of it from the English. He is talking about kind of drawing a picture. I saw a Picasso and Da Vinci and stuff in there, and he's drawing something. So I want to see what the rest of the lyrics are about. Okay, here we go. Interesting glasses. Those look like safety glasses. By the way, subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with pretty much daily. Well, yeah, daily. Not even pretty much. Definitely daily discography content, so go ahead and let me know what you'd like me to react to as well, so that I can get to requests. The list is growing, but I'll be getting to them, don't you worry. And let me know what other group you want me to react to. I'm taking votes. It's gonna be a while, but I'm taking votes. I need to get to know ATEEZ really well before I get on to anybody else. And check out Patreon. I'm doing Kingdom survival show for Stray Kids, BTS, all sorts of stuff. Draw you every day. With that, and it even I didn't notice that before. It has that old record player static to it as well, from like the gramophone. Which, if you listen to some of the old recordings, some of them, like, that's legit the quality that they have, because that not everything is preserved perfectly. So some recordings of some of those old songs, if you get into them, like, that's all that they have left, because that's recording equipment back then, it's not like you upload it to the internet and it exists forever. We've genuinely lost some, like, really early movies and some really early songs forever, because the physical records are just gone. And some of them, like, that's legit the only quality that we have of them. It's like, sounds like that. Yeah, what am I supposed to do if you keep coming into my tightly filled heart? Even that's interesting. Like, yeah, you're like, I have this full heart, but you're trying to get your way in there too. That's interesting, because you usually, stopping right away at the first line, because you usually have people saying when people are coming into their heart, it's usually a song about their heart being empty, and like you kind of lighten it up and you fill it, and it's like, no, my heart's already full, but then there's you. Interesting. I drew and erased on a paper that has no place left to draw anymore. Only the traces are left. Yes, like, I'm already full, and There's more and more and more. Ah, okay. Why are my memories of you so blurry? Even if I open my eyes widely, there's no subject in here, no. Sometimes I'm curious about the love stories of Picasso and Van Gogh. Interesting. Get back there. I don't know a ton about the love stories. I'm not too sure about Picasso. I do know Van Gogh with the cutting off of the ear. I'm guessing Picasso is going to be something tumultuous like that as well. They, artist, man. You make me draw. I just draw, thinking about you. Again, I draw. You gotta make me wonder. I don't know if he actually does draw and paint. I know that there are quite a few K-pop artists. You totally just heard a slip in there. I am editing a MM romance, and yes, I did just edit a sex scene, and that word was in there frequently. K-pop. Who actually draws. So I don't know. Let me know if he's actually an artist as well, if he draws. But I'm guessing that You Make Me Draw is, it's a stand-in for lyrics. Like, you make me, write lyrics. You make me draw. You make me do art. I just draw without realizing. Again, draw. I draw you in the moon that holds you, walking in the moonlight. I draw you in the dancing stars. You're my inspiration, you're my muse, you're my sense, you're my drawing. Margins full of imagination, like the clock, I go round and round. A blank white paper as expected, and some traces of ink on the top of it. I can't draw that silhouette of you, it's hard. Yeah, I held a brush, but put it down 100 times. I drew something, but erased it 100 times. I painted it, but colored on it 1,000 times, and I hugged you in my heart for 1,000 more times. I like it. I like the picture he's drawing here of trying to capture something. It's kind of what I'm getting the feeling of, trying to capture something and not being able to. Draw you in the morning holds you. This makes me want to get out that. I'm sure I don't have those CDs anymore. Did I burn them onto my hard drive at one point? Makes me want to listen to some big band again. Yep, I'm gonna see if my big band music is on my hard drive somewhere, because I really like this. And it also makes me, you're welcome, thank you. It also makes me really curious about his taste in music, because with other, it's got to be pretty eclectic, because with other solo artists, I start getting into, not solo artists, but with other groups who have artists in them who do solo work, like, Jimin or Jungkook with BTS, and then, Stray Kids. Those are the two groups that I'm reacting to right now. Stray Kids have their solo stuff that they do as well. So I get a bit of a feeling for, like, the kind of music that they would be producing if it were just them, and not, like, the entire group effort put in. You act differently. It's like, it's like a sport. You play differently when you're playing 5-on-5 basketball than when you're playing just 1-on-1. It's it's a totally different dynamic. But for him to, like, sing something like this, to compose and sing something like this, and then also to enjoy covering a song like Numb by Linkin Park. Like, I don't know if he's going to put an entirely different twist on it, but that's that throaty grr, man. So interesting. now I have to pop over and watch the Numb cover. But not before I get more work done. I'm moving on from the sex scene and going into a different romance. And yeah, just that one needs a thorough edit. But I also need to head out to the grocery store and pick up my neighbor's prescriptions. Okay. More editing first. More water first. And also, y'all, stay hydrated and have yourselves a wonderful day.